gotta a lot of praying gotta go on within that.
A lot of sacrifice.
A lot of sacrifice, because if without praying, it's not gonna work.
No,
that's for
not
sure.
At all.
But I'll let you go ahead and answer. We get back to the topic.
All right. And what the question was?
So the question was, in hearing what Tiffany has said with everything, you know, how is that making you feel? And what is it that, you know, has your mind kind of turning as you're processing what she's been saying?
No, I get it. I get what she's saying. I get it. Like, I totally get it. But the thing that I think Tiffany failed to realize is that when I gave her that, she didn't want it. It's like she kind of pushed me away from it. Like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna disrespect you and do what I do. And this dude can call any time of the night, middle of the night, sometimes midnight. He just called at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. And she told me basically I got to deal with it because that's the kid's father. Mm-hmm. And I dealt with it. I took all their emotion and I just put it inside me and I dealt with it. So, but now that the tables turned, she got the issue, you know. But she'll know exactly where the issue come from, because of a sperm donor. You know what I'm saying? That she couldn't control.
Okay, so
I can't control people.
What I'm hearing is that Tony is still hurt. So maybe Tiffany, is waiting for the I'm sorry. I don't know. But it sounds like he's still hurt, and you can't really move forward if you're still harboring hurt.
Yeah.
Or an apology for me.
You can accept it, like Tiffany said, when she watched you mature. Now you can look at it and be like, I've seen her mature from that standpoint, because even she had to watch me mature from my standpoint, because it was mothers of the children at the top. They number one.
But you know what? I had watched Tiffany mature from then to now. That I am slowly getting back into the affection thing. But my thing is, don't keep reminding me of your past relationship. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep reminding me. Like, I know this already. Like, right. I've been knowing this almost since the kids was 1. They've been about to be 17 years old. You know, like, don't keep reminding me of the same thing they already know.
And I think there could be a slight fear because, like you said, they 17. They about to be out the house. It's just about to be
out the house.
And so Tiffany, like, affection, I need to feel it, because when they go, then where we gonna be at? Then where we gonna be?
Right.
And I think that's
you know what? That's deep. That's deep that you said that, because you know what? It just made me think, like, man, she right. He right. Like,
because like you said, you pour all the love into the kid. Kid gone now. Kid's gone.
So now I gotta put my love back into her.
There you go.
I need to do it now. But I need to do it now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a river flowing downstream. You gotta cut it both ways. It's gotta go to her. It's gotta go to the kids. It can't just be one stream just going down the mountain.
That's deep. I appreciate that. I need that. I need to hear that.
Yeah,
anytime. We have a few nuggets.
The kids got a whole jungle. Tiffany, you don't want her in the Sahara Desert. She thirsty.
Right.
She thirsty. Tony, you gotta give it some water.
Yeah. And then, like,
about to be dehydrated, so I'm not thirsty no more.
Got the water.
Dehydration.
But then, you know, Tiffany also, like he said, he knows it. You don't have to keep in mind.
I'm gonna own my part and say that.
Where that wisdom come from?
Just right now.
but the crazy thing, I think our disagreements always about the same thing.
What?
About this situation. Our disagreement always about this situation.
Oh, it's okay. Our disagreements are always about the same thing too.
Same thing.
Same thing.
So I want to know, because it's a different dynamic with you guys. Like you said, I'm gonna take Fladell back to what he said. Since you have 2, and I know, being a woman, that there is a plethora of different personalities when it comes to women. And when they become baby mamas, that's a whole nother layer that you have to deal with. So for Aquia walking into that, how has that been a challenge for you to have to deal with two other women that may not be as mature as you are, may not be willing and ready to accept the new circumstances of Fladell and their child? How has that been for you? Because you guys are newly married, and we are going on like what, 8 years? 8 years. So how has that been?
Yeah, we just
right.
Wait, are you asking me or are you asking him?
I'm asking you first because he said that it was, well, yeah, I'm asking you first. And okay, Florida, I'm asking you because you said, you did say that, you know, for you, it was like the mamas come first. So how did that dynamic change? Did you have to have that kind of conversation with them like you did those other girlfriends from college and say, look, this is what it is now, like this is gonna be my wife, like yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all stuff together? Like how did that happen? Did you have a sit down with all of them? Because I would definitely love to have a sit down with him and the bio dad so that they can know and understand where I stand so that it is very clear to everybody and there's no fogginess. So how did you transition to bring your blended family together?
Whew. See, that was tough. Extremely tough. Like we have our crew of people, and they've always had the mindset of it's not kids first, it's not mothers first, it's your wife first. Wife is number, of course, God, but on this earth, it's wife number one. And my constant struggle, even up until like recent, not too long ago, is when the transition actually happened. Because from a male standpoint, it was always, you guys don't know my situation. You guys say have the faith and all of this, but I know these people and I know the outcome. I know what the outcome could potentially be, and what that would mean for me as a father, and how that will make me feel, and then also how it would make me look. Because you're talking about distance in between the mothers and then of course the kids. So when you start going into custody and court and all of that other stuff, you're already feeling a certain way because you know who you are. I know who I am, but now the outside is just seeing me as a statistic. And so that was my my battle. That was my war to ensure that wouldn't happen at any and all cost. And so we can see we got the village in here. They commenting it up. But that was my biggest, that right there. So it was tough. It wasn't really and also at the same time, I didn't want there to be like any crosshairs between the two of them.
The three
of them at like any point in time. I'm just saying two, as in you're one, and then both of them are over here. So I didn't want any exchanges there. So what I basically did is I went at a snail's pace because I was fearful. So with everyone else that was in the Rolodex or potentials, that was easy because there isn't anything. There's no additional attachment to them.
Yeah.
All it was is a bang bang, and I can get that from anywhere. So that's not a big deal. But with them, there's a kid there, and I want to make sure I'm, connected to my kid. So I moved at an extremely snail's pace because I was fearful. But it got to a point where it's like, you know what, I got to start saying some stuff, and so it was bad. It was, what was it, January? Or February. Like we got married in February. So it's either January or February. I finally told my son's mother that I'm getting married, only because I was fearful of what her reaction could be. And so once,
I think it was the beginning of January.
Yeah. So I was like, and she didn't react any way. So it's like, it proved the circle's point that all you have to do is just do what needs to be done. God will take care of the rest.
Right.
When I told my son's mother, it was all good. My Yvonne's mother, they know each other, so that wasn't really a thing. That really wasn't really a thing there. So it was Yeah, it was difficult, and her feeling and knowing that I have a strong connection to my son's mother was another, another
Are you sure
added.
that's the words you want to use?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
You're a
What?
strong connection. She's
Because
like, that the word you're gonna use?
yeah, because she knows that was the person I was going to marry, like propose to. So, but it didn't happen. Yeah, it didn't happen. So
I'm sorry, what was that?
it didn't happen.
What didn't happen?
Me proposing to his mama.
Okay, so I have a question because
I mean that's technically true. Absolutely. Technically.
Yeah, it never happened.
Yeah, it's technically.
Okay, but my question is, I've only ever known about Yvonne. So he's younger than Yvonne. So was she one of the girls from in the Rolodex from school or what?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
The Rolodex happened after her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how was it? So you said you don't want them to interact at all.
No, that's how I was at that point. So
okay.
What happened is I ended up creating a text group because I couldn't handle the disconnection that me and her had, and it got really, really bad. And so it's just like, because of that, and I feel comfortable, let's go ahead and start bringing things, together. So I had a group text with Yvonne's mother, and then one with Keelis's mom, and just explaining what it is that I'm striving for, or what I actually want. And in preparation for that, I've always had individual talks with them, because I really want unity and everyone together. And if I can achieve that, I think I've done a good job for the kids, because unfortunately, because of my decisions, of course, I didn't do it alone, but I carry the weight. I don't know why I do, but I do. But because I made those decisions, I put two kids in unusual situations to having to deal with parents in two different households and being exposed to different things that may be healthy or unhealthy, that may come with side effects and ripple effects later down the line because of my absence. And that's with both of my kids. I was absent with Yvonne for a bit, and then I was absent with my son for just about the same amount of time. So that was really that was pretty much it. Just getting tired, feeling comfortable, just it needed to happen so that way we can actually all be in one place together, because that I would feel like I've made it to the mountaintop when that happens.
Okay, so that's in a nutshell your side of it. So how was it interacting with the counterpart that comes with Okoye, with Ray's dad?
We're still on our knees praying.
No.
No. It's gotten a whole lot. It's gotten a lot better, because I've always been. I'm not. I don't want to say this. I don't want to get involved in that situation, and so that's the approach that I took, because I didn't want her to get involved with my situation. So if I have these two women to deal with, if I'm not getting your stuff, don't get in my stuff. I didn't invite you to this party, and I'm not inviting myself to that party. So that's where.
But now you've included. It sounds like you've included Okoye with the whole group text. Exactly. So she's involved, but yet you're still not involved.
No, I'm involved. We're involved now. It's just it had to grow to that point.
Okay.
There was that immaturity there of not fully understanding a union, like we're actually in this together. I was still trying to keep that aspect separate. Go ahead.
I was about to say, Okoye, tell it. So Okoye, I want to hear your take on being involved with the two ladies, and then also your opinion of how Fladell handled being involved with Ray's dad.
So we'll go with Ray's dad first. It's shorter and simpler. So like he said, he said he didn't want to be involved, but then he kind of did, but like he was picky. Like he would pick and choose when he would be involved. And then it got to a point where he was like, you don't even talk to him. Have him talk to me. Have him talk to me.
Why? There's a reason why.
Yeah, I said I got to a point, so obviously something happened.
The disrespect was there, and it's like, okay, this is it.
So, you know, they went back and forth for a while, and then in part of that, I felt that, as he would say, with me and the two, we call them mocks, mothers of children, because he doesn't like baby mama. Trust me, he really doesn't. So we say the mocks, the mothers of his children. So he tells me, like, with the mocks, like, you know, it's not about your guys' ego. I personally don't think I have a really big ego, but I am very stern and strict when it comes to rules. That's just me. But anyways, I think between him and Ray's dad, there was an ego trip. And in the midst of that, it was like, okay, so all the things that you're telling me that I need to be cognizant of for you and the mocks and your guys' children, you're completely disregarding on my behalf because I'm a woman and it's just naturally going to fall in my favor, which is not necessarily the case. I mean, it does happen that way most of the time, but it doesn't have to, because in the situation that we're in now, we're removed, like Tony was saying, we're removed from our large, extensive support system, which is all back where he's at. So yeah, it could absolutely fall either which way. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm removing you from this so that hopefully, if, you know, in the event that we end up going back to court or something, you know, things can be salvaged, or at least I know how they will most likely go because I've been handling it. And so again, things they were okay, and then it escalated again. And then at that point I was like, okay, so now I'm going to be that person that I didn't want to be, that every, you know, mother who has the kid can be. And I was like, okay,
I supported it. I supported that.
So there was a length of time where
that was a long time.
Yeah, that's it. It was a time where Ray, you know, I mean, like, first she did ask to spend more time with my family, like the family that she was mostly around when we were out in the desert, because pretty much whenever we would go out there, she would just see her dad. She wouldn't see any of them. And so, you know, she did ask, and then I allowed that, let him know. He pitched a fit. Things got really bad. And I'm like, well, guess what? That's what she's going to be doing from now on. Like, you know, so I'm like, and then I got to a point where I'm like, okay, are you ready to talk? Because we need to have a talk. Like, if we're ever going to move forward, we need to have a talk. And then I had to wait till he was ready. And then we finally had that talk. And then after that talk, he and I have been on a better page. And then that allowed him and Floydell to also get on a page in a book together.
Inspired by me, of course.
Anyways.
She's like, don't know.
I say that only because anyone who's ever lived can give advice. But only some people choose to listen to and take that advice. Other people decide to just hear it and move on in the same direction for which they want to go. So yes, he had been talking about, you guys need to, I'm like, and I was telling him, I would love to get to that point, but we're not at that point, because if we can't have a simple conversation, we're not going to be at a point where we can talk like friends or even acquaintances, because we can't have a simple conversation. We can't talk about pick up and drop off without someone starting to yell and then the phone being hung up. So there's no way the other stuff is going to happen. Like, it's not like I don't want it. It's that we're not there yet.
Yeah.
You know? So he said, I was like, I would love to. We're just, it's in the words of Floydell, one party was moving at a super slow snail pace, But eventually it happened. We got there. As far as I know, conversations with him they're limited. Like they're at the beginning phase, so it's not like there's a whole bunch of conversation. And it, like I said, it's mostly like pickups and drop offs and that kind of stuff. But it's definitely better for myself and for him, or with him. Now the moths. That whole situation was irritating on a new level of irritation. I have never repeated myself so many times in my life. In all of my 31, soon to be 32 years, I had never said the exact same thing the exact same way, or 27,000 other ways to try and help with understanding. I was exhausted. Like, to the fact where it was like, he tells me, like, he mentions the name, and this is my natural reaction. Oh God. What? Like that was my reaction. That's not my normal reaction for anything ever, even if I'm irritated. But that's where I was at. Like, I don't know. Have you guys ever seen what is it? Maleficent 2?
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Okay, so in the beginning where the crow goes to tell Maleficent that Aurora is gonna get married, and she turns around and is like, "Don't ruin my morning."
Yeah,
I felt every time. Like, it was turning out to be like, "Don't ruin my day."
Yeah,
I don't care if it was like 7:00 at night. It was still, don't ruin my day. But that's, like I said, so many people advised him, myself included. And like you said, Tiffany, I told him, this is what I need, over and over and over again. And he's like, but no. Yeah, but no. I hear you, but no. And I was just like, you're going to say no only so many more times. And if I was that person, I'd be like, Tony, and then you're going to catch the spade. Like, there's only so many more even I can take. And so with
and the funny thing is, this thing boiled over all off of a conversation. It really started because we were at our friend's house, and the question came up about somebody staying over at somebody's house. And from that point, when I said, yeah, the mothers of the kids, they can stay in their apartment, it's no big deal, or the house, and so can Jeff, because to me, it's like access to the kids. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's when it started just escalating.
No, we were, there were multiple high levels to this. Like, I get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm just calm. Like, can we just stay in the calm? And then something would happen. And then I'd be down here in the valley, and the next thing you know, somehow I'm all the way up and out of space, not even on a mountain. I'm not even on Earth anymore. I'm just out there like, why? But I mean, that was one thing.
To me, that was the starting point.
That was one thing.
Because there was Mother's Day. There's a few other things that happened.
There was a lot of things that
happened. So it sounds like it kind of had like a learning curve, and now it's gotten better.
Yeah, I just moved in God's time. That's all.
No, he moved in his time.
I would use that.
No, because God was telling him. Like, God was at a point where he wasn't even telling him. He was trying to slap him upside his head like, sir, if you don't. That's where God was at. But he was moving on his time. No, yeah. I'm a person of tests. So I won't say that it's gotten better. I will say that we are at a place of calm, and I am waiting for the test to see where we are actually at. That's what I would say. I won't say better, because you don't really know if someone's really into it until there's a test, because then that lets you know, oh, so this is what you've really been thinking about. Okay.
Oh yes, same thing on this side, because I kind of feel like when old boy called, 80% of the time it's not about the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Still
to this day, you know what I'm saying? You got the kids' number, but you still call my wife.
Yeah, that.
You know what I'm saying?
So Tony, to that conversation, I asked him the same thing. What do you guys need to talk about? Why are you texting every other day? I told him, like, if you're talking to any female, your mom included, more than you are talking to me, and I'm here, there's a problem. Point blank, period.
That was not happening, though.
It was happening when I told you. That's why I told you.
It was not.
It was. How are you today?
Because,
oh, what are you doing? You don't need to know what you need to know for.
It's pleasant.
Be pleasant with me.
I am pleasant with you.
Yeah, we got to the point, like, I tried to get like Jalen Cope's name. They wanted my last name, so we're gonna go through the courts. Mm-hmm. So we gave the guy a call, like, hey, they want to get their name changed.
Right.
We sign the papers. No.
Yeah, Tony wanted to adopt Jaden Cope.
I want to adopt him.
Like,
you know what? They can get my last name. I adopt him. Child support. You done with it. You got to deal with child support no more.
And he wouldn't
sign the paper. But the problem I got is, what I need Tiffany to see is the fact that he didn't even sign the papers. They get put out child support. And so he can take my last name. He still don't do nothing. And he still, 80% of the time, is not asking about the kids. And he got their numbers. Oh, so to me, it's not about the kid. It's about me and who she with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is silly, because y'all been together for 8 years. So he knows.
I don't agree.
Like,
yeah. But see, Tiffany don't see it because she just friendly, and she won't feel like everybody changed.
I don't have anything to hide. You can look at my text, and I feel like it is about the kids.
It's respect.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. I mean, I don't.
If you look at text, sometimes he's saying,
I don't see any harm saying,
hey, what you doing? Can you give me a call?
But then it's about the kids.
But he got the kids' numbers.
But some stuff you're not gonna directly talk to them about.
Like what?
Like when he mentioned he might try to send them this car. He's not gonna tell them that. I need to know that because he's got to ship it to me and I ship it to them.
Okay, so he can call them, talk to them, and then be like, hey, is your mom there? Can you pass her the phone real quick? And then tell you that part, and then you hand the phone back, and then he talks.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So in my mind,
I'm throwing it out there.
If we're all adults, then let's all sit down at a table and discuss what people need to be comfortable. Because to me, I don't see the harm in him saying, "Hey, how you doing today? I'm good. How are you?"
I'm right there with you, Tiffany.
Like I said, there was no harm. It's just it was more frequent than he and I were having conversations, and we're in the same space.
And that's definitely not the case here. So I don't know why he has an issue.
Don't tell me it's impossible. That wasn't impossible. That is exactly what
she's like, that happened, honey. So wait a minute, because Fidel went back to something that I'm interested to hear Aquaya's and Tony's answer to. So he said that the Mox and Ray's dad could just stay over the house. Now, granted, your guys' kids are a lot younger. Aquarius like, no. So that would never happen.
Who? In my house?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Okay, so
I just wanted to know.
I don't know what Tony's reason behind it is, but I made it very clear to Floydell that in this house and any other, in this apartment or house, whatever, where we live, there's only one mom. There's only one woman of the house. And that is not the case. If they are here, They're going to be parenting their child, obviously, which makes sense. But you're in my house. So if your parenting style does not abide by the house rules and things are dirty, they get broken, things are left somewhere, like, I'm going to say something, and I'm in my house. So I'm going to say what I have to say the way I want to say it. And Tiffany, you know, as a woman, sometimes you don't want to hear what someone has to say the way they want to say it, even if they are in their house. And then that would be a problem. And then Tony, they would catch a fade, and I promise you, like, it would just be so the same.
Let me ask you this question though. Do the parents, like, on my end, the parents don't help out? Do the parents on you guys end, do they even like help out or attempt to help out? Because see, that's the problem I have. The guy, he don't need help out. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. So why should I have a relationship with somebody that 95% of the time I'm doing? Like, support and all the events when they sick, I'm by the bed. Bro, you don't do nothing but call and check on my wife. You know?
Tony.
Yeah, for us.
Hold on, wait. Tony, I just want you to know that if ever you needed backup, if ever, I'm right here.
Yeah.
If that statement, all you do is call and check up on my wife, sir. No. Go ahead.
No, for us, it's on us. When the kids go over there with their other parents, it's vacation time. Like, there's nothing in between besides maybe a phone call. With my son's mother, it's a little bit different because she's trying to get herself established, coming out of a unhealthy relationship. So it's a little bit different in that situation. And she's in Texas. So she's not in that position just yet. But I know she would if she was in that position. But everybody, it's on us. It's legit on us. Everything.
And it's the hard part for me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, hey, I did everything, so why I gotta share?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to speak for Floyd at this moment. I don't think he truly cares about that, but it's an issue for me.
Oh, I don't.
It's a huge issue for me.
Yeah, I don't.
Huge.
Because I see it as we're it's our responsibility at this point. Somebody got to do it. So there ain't no sense of complaining, asking for help.
I don't have a problem with doing it.
We just have to do what we got to do.
Right.
Tony, that's not the problem, right? You're okay with doing it, right?
Yeah, I'm okay with doing it.
When the other person decides that they want to say something.
Oh yeah, you got no voice. You got no voice over here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. You got no voice. You know what I'm saying? But
it's hard for me. It's hard for me to shut that down because that's their mama.
Like, and another reminder that I'm not the biological mom. See, tell me, but he said it.
No, I'm just saying because.
But I don't do that.
But at the same time, though, I'm gonna tell you what eventually going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys' kids are young, and my kids are getting to the point where they're about to go to college and do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
My kids at the point they don't want to have a relationship with the guy. You know what I'm saying? At all, like, period. Tiffany forced them to have a relationship with him.
That's a stretch.
Oh, yes.
That is a stretch.
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
Well, I didn't say you forced them. I'm gonna say you pushed them to have that relationship.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah. I didn't say you forced. I said you pushed them. Like, you kind of pushed them to have a relationship.
No, I think
you encouraged them then.
Okay, no, I don't feel like I encourage them, because encouraging them would be like out of the blue, just saying, hey, did you call him? Like, I definitely don't do that. However, if he does text me and say, hey, I tried to call them, I will say, hey, he said he tried to call y'all. Y'all want to call the man back? I don't feel like that's pushing them or doing anything. I'm basically responding to a message that I got. But I don't just out the blue be like, it's Monday, did you call this man?
That's encouraging, because if you didn't say anything at all, then they would just be not replying ever. So I would say,
Because he would never call their phone. He won't call their phone. He'll call
But he
Tiffany.
did call their phone. But that's what I'm saying. So if he called their phone and they don't answer or return the call, then he'll reach out to me, and then I'm like, okay, so I give them that message.
Okay, so Tiffany, when someone calls your phone and you don't answer or return, because all I'm saying is they have their phones, and I know they're young, so they have their phone. It's right there. And then it only switches to the other hand when they go to the bathroom. But they have their phone. So if they don't answer and they don't call back,
they don't want to talk.
So I guess that would be encouraging. Okay, I mean, I can stop doing that. I don't have no problems with that.
Yeah.
I feel like my thing, okay, so I have to say that I feel like the things that Tony calls me out on are easy fixes. Like I can easily correct my behaviors immediately. But yet here we are still waiting on something from you.
But again, like I said, just because you're able to do that doesn't mean he's able to do that.
Well, I need to buy one of these Powered by God shirts. Can you make sure you send me your Zelle, honey? Because maybe if I wear it, Michelle won't be over here like about to bounce. Okay, let me get that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, keep you near the cross.
Yes, absolutely.
I need to be real close, honey.
Believe you me, sometimes I have to go through my wardrobe and look at all of the inspirational words on them. I get it.
But yeah, our kids are young, so there's a desire from both sides, and so I'm not gonna just like close the door. So if the mothers are reaching out, having conversations with them, then it's just like, yeah, make sure you call your mom, make sure you spend time with them. Even sometimes they give off that I'm good. But I'm like, nah, you ain't good. You need to, because we brought them. My thing is, we brought these kids into the world, so it's not. I don't see it as fair for it to all be on me, especially if there's a desire for the parents to be a part of the kid's life. I'm not going to just X them out. God bless me with her, so we're all in this together, and so I feel all adults need to be this one village for this child. Even though,
let me ask you this: like when you talk to the moms, them, do you like do they call like once a week, twice a month, maybe 3 times a month?
Is it frequent?
Like, is it frequent calling? Like the parents call to check on the kids?
As in to me or to the kids?
Or to the kids.
Well, they don't have phones. They're little.
Well, they got phones. They got little, so they got to contact you.
They got iPads.
Yeah.
They got iPads.
Yeah,
so are they frequently reaching out?
The parents like reaching out to them a lot?
It's sporadic. Whenever it happens, it happens. It could be
sporadic.
like this month they'll call every day, next month maybe twice. Like it just, whenever it happens, it happens.
Yeah, to balance it out, it's more communication with me than it is like with the kids.
See, Wells, you might go a whole year without hearing them. Then you'll go 4 months without hearing them.
Well, that's only with one. That's only with one. That's only with one parent that's happened like a whole year with nothing. But with Achilles' mom, no, she'll text, she'll call, and she'll text me and be like, I called, he didn't answer. And I'll go to him and be like, what are you doing? He on YouTube Kids. He don't see nothing but YouTube Kids. He don't even see that there's a phone call. And I'll be like, call your mom. Or he'd be on it all day and it's dead. And so he didn't charge it. And so they reach out. I mean, they reach out.
Yeah, but
Ray's dad doesn't necessarily have that opportunity. He has to call me because he doesn't have any kind of iPhone or anything.
Right.
So he can't do like FaceTime or like some of them, or sometimes they'll do like kids messenger, like with my mom, because she doesn't have an iPhone, but he doesn't have that capability either. So he has to call me to call her.
Mm-hmm. Or he's called me, because we've gotten to that point where he'll call me and talk. Well, he hasn't talked to her through me yet because I forget to call back. But he knows he can call me, or I just have her call him on my phone.
See, like us on our end, you know, like old boy, he might go a year, you only hear from him. Then he'll pop out the blue for like 2 months. Then he'll go like close to get the birthdays and Christmas. You won't hear from him again. Like nothing. You know what I'm saying? But then he'll pop out the blue, and then Tiffany expect me to be nice. It's not about you. It's about these kids. Man, how it's not about me, man? Man, been gone the whole year.
Gotcha.
Nothing.
Yeah, but why did I don't know.
So is there a reason? Is there like a particular reason as to why there's that level of non-existence?
And that we would have to chime him in, child, because I don't know. To me, I'm just like, I just don't want to be the person that paints a picture for Jada and Kobe. I want them to be able to assess the situation and make up their own minds. That means if it's a year, okay, it's a year. It wasn't because mama said he was a bad man or mama said this. It's because of the actions that he's shown. Let him lay in the bed that he's creating for himself. I'm going to keep out of it. So it's just hard for me to understand why he takes it so personal. Like, why are you so upset? Like, of course, yeah, it did take a year. We can talk about it and laugh about it, joke about it, but let them see that.
Yeah,
so
Tony,
what we got to be mad about?
Tony sees it. Well, you got to look at Tony's past based on what he told us. His dad wasn't there, so it don't make no sense. That's irritating.
But even with that,
and he has a connection with the kids, and so it's just it's gonna pop up and just be like, oh,
expect everything's perfectly fine.
I'm dad, you know, I'm dad of the year, or
and Tony, you got to be quiet because it's their dad. You know, you just got to respect it. Like what?
I just want you to be quiet so that they can make the assessment and the judgment for themselves, not that we're dictating them one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yeah, I get it. I think they're at this age where
they've already made their decision.
Yeah, they already know. So if truth,
and then I don't know, because like you said, the hurt that I've caused Tony throughout all of that because of that situation and the blended transitions and the struggles and the trials and tribulations that come with that. I feel like I'm very vocal about my appreciation for him. Like I told him that essentially Jada and Kobe are richer than we are in terms of, I didn't have a dad either, but Tony was able to provide them something that me or him didn't have. So I've always made sure that I made him aware of the appreciation that I have just for that aspect, because they have a biological dad that's, you know, very sporadic, but yet they have a real dad that's been there every beck and call. So essentially they are freaking blessed, and you are the only person that allowed them to be blessed in that way. And I'm very appreciative of that. Yeah. So I don't understand where all the negative or the frustration with me comes from when I'm vocal about telling you I appreciate it. When I'm vocal about telling you I'm not taking sides, I just want them to be very clear, and I wanted it to be their choice, regardless of what he's doing or regardless of what I'm doing or what you're doing. Like I always wanted it to be about them, and I'm very vocal about that. So I don't understand his frustration.
I would say Tony has earned the title of biological father, and so if he's upset because the biological father is trying to step in, you know what, babe, you exactly right. Then he'd be like, oh yeah, my baby got me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm the dad.
I was gonna say, I think it's so much. I think it's more.
I'm the pappy.
I think it's more so of him feeling that support. So yeah, you can say that, but in those moments when he's saying that,
the test.
Yeah, in those moments when he's saying whatever it is he says, then you understand that he's irritated or frustrated about that. I think he's looking for that support from you, and that's what he's not getting. And so it's gonna continue, because I'm sure those conversations are between the two of you. Like the guy isn't he's not right there in your face while Tony is saying this stuff. Like it's the two of you talking. Mm-hmm. So he's just looking for that support. I don't know. I'm just maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know, Chad, because I mean, I've even had to put him in his place and be like, well, you might want to check with my husband, because I don't know. So I've had to have that conversation with him and kind of put him in his place and be like, okay, well, let me check with my husband and I'll let you know. So I feel like I play the position that I need to play so that he is very clear in what needs to happen right here in order for him to get his whatever desire that he has or request that he has. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Did you see Tony? Did you see Tony light up when I said what I said? Because if you saw that, then you know exactly what the brother needs.
He's looking for your support in that moment.
Cause like Jada, for instance, I think Jada gave me more support than Tiffany ever did. Cause Jada,
in that situation.
And that's it. Cause he said Jada, and Jada basically told, she's like, you know what? My mom said you my biological father, but I'm not gonna label you as my dad because I already got a dad.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But she wasn't disrespectful with it. She like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not disrespecting you, but I already got a dad, but I just ain't gonna label you as my dad. And he felt some type of way. Like he really got upset, like arguing with Jada through a text. You know what I'm saying?
But I've had that conversation with him. Not in front of you. I mean, but I can get receipts if we went on my phone.
Just saying. So this brings up, this has me, I'm just gonna say this really quick, because there have been things between us and then like the mocks, and I brought it up and he's like, well, you don't know what I say. I don't know what you say. So I don't know if you have my back and if you're supporting me, because things are happening.
Right.
So Tiffany, I know that you are a mistress of communication, and I know that you know how to communicate. All you gotta do is do it. Just let him know. Communicate that.
I told him you don't listen. He ain't listening then, because I'm pretty sure I didn't said it.
Well, you know.
Group text. This group text. All three of y'all. This group text.
See, he said, oh no. I would be open with that. I don't have anything to hide. He's the one talking about, oh no.
I'll be a group text. Because Florell said, he said it worked. It works.
I'm just saying, if you that initial text is like to the point, this is where it's at, and it's speaking all those truths in there, and Tony this and Tony that, Tony, he gonna be like, Tiffany, it feels good. So that way the air is clear. So now moving forward, you can't say nothing because that text is right there. Everybody heard it. Well, everybody read it. You can't no denying that one.
So we do need to close this out though. Obviously, I feel like we definitely should do this again with you guys. This was awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
I had a great time. I think we definitely have to do it again, because I think you guys are gonna have a lot more trials and tribulations, because our kids are definitely a lot older than you guys to have kids. And then we also got together when the kids were a lot younger than your kids. So
no, I mean, there's still so much more that could have been shared and could have been talked about. We just, the time, like we're not trying to be on for 60 hours. So
all right, well, we got to do part 2. But we're not doing part 2 until after I hit the Jeep store and get all the scoop.
Oh, we about to do it right now.
So we're closing this out, but we're still going to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
so thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate you as always. Just, stay tuned for more content, for more of the Goodmans and all those others who are to come into the future. Have a wonderful.
And cheers to blended family.